The song of the red-eyed vireo is short, repetitive, and easy to learn. It sounds a bit like its name, vireo, vireo, vireo. In the hot summer days, they are the background music in forests across North America. The Bruce Peninsula is a large jut of land that divides Lake Huron and Georgian Bay. It is in the midwestern region of the province of Ontario and is large enough to be pointed out easily on any good world map. Known first by the indigenous peoples as the Saugeen Peninsula, it is the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, the Ojibwe, and Anishinaabeg, as well as the home to the Chippewas of Nawash unceded First Nation. It is also home to a number of small settler communities who largely rely upon the almost 500,000 tourists per year who visit it both from across the province and across the globe. With the largest continuous forest remaining in southern Ontario and a staggering number of protected natural lands, it is also an important home to dozens of bird species. This series is a small snapshot of this place, a week in the life, as told by the birds of the Bruce Peninsula. My name is Rob, and this is Songbirding. I'm entering the Otter Lake section of the Bruce Trail, near the cottage community of Cape Chin North, which is about 3/4 of the way up the peninsula on the eastern side. I've been here a handful of times over the last few years, and since it's mid-July, I expect to hear many different bird species singing here. The habitat of the trail in this section is a diverse mix of forest, rocky alvar, wetlands, and open fields. Okay, we're in Cape Chin North, and we're heading along the Bruce Trail. Here we go with an indigo bunting. There's an American crow in the background. That was our bunting. Common Yellowthroat. Eastern woodpewee. That was the pewee again. Here's a red-eyed vireo. Fairly talkative. What was that? Okay. A couple white breast nuthatches. Being fairly quiet. This red-eyed vireo is getting louder though. Definitely some young nuthatches. Looks like they're being fed by a parent. This looks like a full family of nuthatches. There are at least 5 of them. Of course, this vireo is much louder than them. I don't know how audible those nuthatches were. A lot of very quiet calls. It's another indigo bunting coming up. So what's this? Trying to see if I can sneak up on whatever's making that sound. I'm not entirely sure what that is. There we go. Look to have some... These are American Redstarts. They're rattling. At least one female. There's another bird here too. Could be female and young. Oh, no, there's the male. So it's the male and the female. Not sure if these calls are calls between each other, territorial warning. Maybe they're concerned I'm getting near their nest. Well, now we're entering an alvar. This ground is very rocky. We've got a vireo here. It's fairly open and rocky. Trees are big enough for vireos to feel comfortable. There's a yellowthroat coming up ahead. Common Yellowthroat. So they like wetter habitats. That'll be the male song. Oh, we've got something else too. Common Yellowthroat. This is a nice open field. Just leaving the alvar into a grass field. You can probably hear all the insects around me. They're not all black flies. Mosquitoes. We've got a song sparrow coming up here. So, and I can see a couple either young or female red-winged blackbirds ahead too. Let's see if we can get to the song sparrow. That would be the song sparrow. Song sparrows don't have, they're not too picky for habitat. Open fields like this, of course, are one you'll definitely find them at. But you can find them in urban areas, backyards. Just had a couple rock pigeon fly overhead. And I'm looking at a yellowthroat male. Just flew out of the field. He's not singing though, yet. But you do hear another one singing, and another one. So this is a third. He's got a worm in his mouth. So he's ready to feed young. Very bright yellow with black mask. It's that ticking. He is a yellowthroat with the worm in the mouth. He's not happy that I'm here, or that I can see him. There's a song sparrow, and okay. Song sparrow again. Vireo. An American Redstart singing. It's that downward inflection at the end of the song. Varies a lot. There's the song sparrow, American Redstart. Common Yellowthroat. Red-eyed Vireos constant here. There's the song sparrow again. from here. It's a red-winged blackbird in the distance. Bird flying in, I'm not sure what it is. Oh, yeah, a red-winged blackbird. That eep, one of their calls, is a male red-winged blackbird. In the distance, there's a swamp sparrow singing. We're headed towards a swampy area, which is a lot of open water. It's Otter Lake. Oh, just flushed out a red-winged blackbird female. Possible she has a nest here. That ring call you hear is a swamp sparrow. Notoriously difficult to pick out from a pine warbler or a chipping sparrow sometimes. Swamp sparrow songs are a bit more lazy than the other two though. Being a swamp habitat helps differentiate birds a little bit. Not likely to be a pine warbler here. Not likely to have a chipping sparrow here. And a couple goldfinch flying over. And a squirrel. It's walking past a trembling aspen here. It's not actually very windy, it's just a loud tree. Those ringing calls are swamp sparrow. I'm seeing a duck. He is a wood duck. Looks like a young one. Unfortunately, we'll probably not hear it. If we did, it would be a high-pitched whistle kind of call. So that call there, that call, right, that's a song sparrow. It's one of those tick-like calls I can pick out usually. Calling some. But this tick and short call means this song sparrow thinks I'm in his territory. Doesn't like it. I'll move on. Now we're passing by the lake. Somewhat open area. Mix of cedars. Birch. So the cedar waxwing bugs. So there's a red-winged blackbird. There's a common yellowthroat and a second one. There's a good swamp sparrow example. Okay, let's move on. Still a very grassy trail. There's our swamp sparrow again. Red-winged blackbird. Some very tall grass. There's a red-winged blackbird song. Here's a swamp sparrow in the distance there again. Okay, some red-winged blackbirds. Might have a nest in here, they might just be resting in here. There's a nice loud swamp sparrow. So one of the reasons I chose this trail is to get an interesting mix. At the beginning we had Red-eyed Vireo, we don't anymore now. Got swamp sparrows and red-winged blackbirds. In the next section, we should have meadowlarks, possibly even bobolinks. So far along the trail at Otter Lake, we've heard many different bird songs, and at times these songs may have come too quickly to easily pick out. Like the swamp sparrow song, it is a slow ringing trill and can sometimes be confused with the songs of the pine warbler or the chipping sparrow. We also heard the common yellowthroat song, which is often described as sounding like witchety, witchety, witchety. and sometimes the complex song of the song sparrow was heard, but often it was overlapped with other species, such as this one that has an American Redstarts song overlap at the end. In addition to this one, with a Common Yellowthroat song also overlapped at the end. For more audio clips of the species that were heard, please visit songbirding.com. In part 2, we'll continue along the Bruce Trail, passing through the tallgrass fields alongside the wetlands of Otter Lake. Songbirding, the Bruce Peninsula, was recorded, engineered, narrated, and created by me, Rob Porter, with Creative Commons music from Scott Buckley and additional Creative Commons sounds by Jordan Powell.